very particular year. Have you felt something which you can say that perhaps there is a climate change? In this summer, the temperatures have gone beyond the previous limits. So just write down yes or no as far as this year is concerned, our last few years are concerned, which are different from what we had in our earlier days. Now, when I saw the list of participants, there are a lot of participants from Dibrugarh, there are a lot of participants from Guwahati, there are a lot of participants from Coimbatore, there are participants from Maharashtra, there are participants from Bengal, there are participants from Gujarat. Almost all over India, almost half the states are being covered. So I will be restricting myself to the language of English to speak with you. Another important issue is that whatever I will be discussing with you, it is not.
Sir, your voice is echoing. Your voice is echoing, sir.
वो कभी कभी आएगी फिर चली जाएगी. You have to bear with us. What I am saying that I am a student of earth science. I have done my PhD in sedimentology. I have done my MSc in geology, but I am teaching in Department of Civil Engineering. Why I am teaching in Department of Civil Engineering? Because of the fact that the civil engineers, they construct on the ground, which is usually made up of soil, but in many instances, it is made up of rocks also. The participants who are from South India, who are from Northeast, they will be well aware of that we have a lot of construction in the rocky terrain. So that's why I am teaching geology, a sub-branch of geology called as engineering geology, to the civil engineers. Now, what exactly the civil engineer is? It is a engineering branch which deals with the construction. But I ask and I tell my student in the very first class that engineering, civil engineering, starts with the destruction. Civil engineering starts with destruction. Though it is a field of construction, but it starts with destruction. Okay. Just a minute.
Two devices are on.
Now, I am showing you paper cuttings. I am not claiming that this is the issue.
Sir, it's echoing, sir. Creating echo, sir.
Sir, you are mute. You are on mute.
Now I must be able to speak. Okay. So I will be mostly speaking from the newspaper cuttings, which I collect on each and every day. Though I have not collected any from last 10 days because I am away from my place. Now, climate change is a news or is it a fact? Is it a news or is it a fact? The very first time in 1896, Swedish chemist Svante Arrhenius predicted that global warming will take place in next century because of the coal which we are burning, which has led to the industrialization, which has led the beginning of the modern world, and the reason will be the carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. He predicted in 1896, he professed, in fact, in 1896, and then in 1978, United Nations National Academy of Science has said that there is a global warming. It has indicated by various researches that there is a global warming, and then it took almost 29 years to be formally accepted by United Nations, which has established international protocol on climate change known as IPCC. So United Nations has accepted, but the issue was that why this global warming? Why this global warming? Is it natural or is it due to human activities? Is it due to anthropogenic activities? That was the issue. But global warming is there. Now, if you can see the two paper cuttings, extreme weather in July, virtually impossible without climate change study. This I took a news cutting from 26/7/23, almost a year back. On the same day, there was a news item, Europe heat is real, not renoir. Previously, when in Europe there used to be sunshine, people used to enjoy. But today's sunshine, even in Europe, which is in temperate region, is not bearable. The whole Earth system is being subjected to change. And this change is mainly because of some natural and some anthropogenic issues. Now, where our Earth is placed? Our Earth is placed at the number 3 from the Sun. First is Mercury, then Venus, then Earth, then Mars. The position of the Earth from the Sun, the distance from the Sun is so important that it controls the overall temperature on the Earth's surface, which is varying less than -60 to +60 centigrade. Mars, which is at the 4th place, the distance becomes so high that the temperature is in minus. The average temperature of Mars is -200 centigrade. This is because of distance. The carbon dioxide on Mars is in the form of ice. So just imagine the place the Earth was put into the system. That is very important. Number two, the size of the Earth and average density of the Earth controls the power of gravitation, Gurutvakarshar Bal, that is gravity, by which Earth holds everything. It brings things towards it. That has actually controlled the atmosphere, presence of atmosphere on the Earth. The other planets have less than Earth's gravity. For example, Mars has 1/10 of the Earth's gravity. So it cannot hold the different gases which we are able to hold. So why this planet is important? Because we have oxygen, we have water. We have other gases also which are into our atmosphere. We have different spheres all around the Earth, which we call atmosphere, which is a sphere of gas, biosphere, which is a sphere of life, hydrosphere, which is a sphere of water in solid form, in liquid form, and in vapor form. The temperature on the earth is such that water can exist in all the three states. That is important. Then we have lithosphere. Lithosphere is the outermost layer of the earth. Litho means rock. So we have a sphere of rock and soil. The lithosphere, by definition, is 200 kilometer thick. By definition, it is 200 kilometer thick. Below that, we have 800 kilometer of barysphere. And below that, asthenosphere, 200 kilometer of lithosphere, then 800 kilometer of asthenosphere, and then rest, almost 5,371 kilometer together is called as barysphere. Bary means very hot. Asthen means plastic. Litho means rock. So what we have these different spheres. We take oxygen from atmosphere. We take different food from biosphere. We take water from hydrosphere. We take construction material and mineral resources from lithosphere. We are affected by asthenosphere's activity in the form of volcanism and in the form of earthquakes. And also, we are affected by activities in barysphere, which is in its interiormost part, that is creating magnetism. We have a huge magnetic sphere around the earth, which is above the atmosphere. And that magnetic sphere controls the different radiations which are coming from the space, and also does not allow the radio television waves to go out of the earth system. We are communicating through internet because of that magnetosphere. You must be knowing that formally the earth's interior is being divided into crust, mantle, and core. Crust is divided into two parts, upper crust, lower crust. Mantle is divided into two parts, upper mantle and lower mantle. Core is also divided into two parts, outer core and inner core. So in fact, barysphere means outer core, inner core, and lower mantle. Lithosphere means upper crust, lower crust, and little part of upper mantle. And the rest in between is asthenosphere. Now, what we have done, due to anthropogenic activity, we have polluted the two fluid spheres, that is hydrosphere and atmosphere, and we have created another sphere, that is built sphere or technological sphere. This sphere was not present. It is a handiwork of human beings. That is built sphere and technosphere. Built sphere was made at the cost of atmosphere, biosphere, hydrosphere, and lithosphere. In this way, we have polluted the hydrosphere and atmosphere, while we have degraded the lithosphere. Now come to the real topic, that is climate change. What do we understand by climate? The change in the season which we have all around the year, is that a climate change? As Mr. Trump is understanding, or there is something else? Now you see, the climate has kept changing all through the life of the Earth's history. This is not for the first time
Sir,
that
it's
the climate is
echoing.
changing.
So it's echoing. Like maybe one of the device need to be switched on.
Yes, I have put one device switched off mode and only one
Sir,
device is open, but there is a echo.
sir, sorry to disturb you, but sir, I think you are using two devices. That's why it's echoing.
Yes, I can understand. You see, if I give in this way, I can put the one device, but I will not be able to show you the dynamics. That is the issue. Now, is it got some better? No.
So maybe you can talk with a mobile only, sir. The PPT is
I
there
am
in a
talking
mobile.
in
You
a
can use a
mobile,
mobile.
and I am.
Uh, uh,
Is it okay?
now fine,
Yes,
sir.
Okay,
yes,
now.
sir. It's
Okay.
okay.
So, what exactly the climate change? The Earth has kept changing its climate and weather system. It has reversed many times in its history of 4,550 million years. It has changed many times, and the humid tropical warm climate has changed into glacial climate. The evidence we have even in India. But those changes have taken millions of years, at least 50 to 100 millions of years. But what climate change we are observing nowadays, it is taking only few hundred years. In less than 500 years, we are changing the weather system, we are changing the climate system, we are changing many different things. So that means someone is affecting the climate system. And who is that someone? That is human beings. And they are claiming also, they are affecting also, and they are suffering also. Now, for example, Roger Federer, when he lost match to John Millman of Australia, he said that I have lost because of excessive heat in the arena. You can see the second picture where omelette is being cooked in the sunshine. This year in India also we have seen some places where the egg were prepared in the sunshine. Now it is not only the hot weather. In many places of the world, there is an extreme cold weather also. For example, at the same time, in America, in February 19, the temperature has gone down to minus 39 degree. And you can see the jeans pant, they are standing without men or women inside it. The jeans pant got frozen. And at the same time, in Australia, the temperature was above 40 degrees. People have thronged to these sea beaches. Now, what does it affect? The direct high temperatures, they affect the forest fire. For example, the picture which you are seeing at the right side top, it is from California. The fire is raging from last 10 years or so, and they have not been completely doused. More than 500 people have died. Then the lower picture, if you can see, the lower picture shows that Hawaii Island, there was a forest fire. which has resulted into death of more than 200 persons. So the issue is that is this climate change is natural or anthropogenic? So let's see that what natural causes can be there and what anthropogenic causes can be there, which can cause the what you call global warming. Now, for example, it is not only the warming which can be called as global climate change. It can be cooling also. It can be excessive rain also. It can be even change in the wind pattern also. So it is not only the warming. It can be cooling also. For example, in 1880 to 1910, there was a temperature 0.5 degrees centigrade less. It remained same from 1935 to 1975. Then from 1975, the temperature has started rising and rising and rising, and now it has been recorded that it has crossed more than 1.25 degrees centigrade, even 1.5 degrees centigrade, and nowadays people are saying that we are almost approaching 2 degrees centigrade. So we have excessive heat nowadays. Now this excessive heat can also be because of some sea current circulation, which is called as El Nino and La Nina. When El Nino develops, we have excessive heat. For example, this has happened in 1998. In this year also, lot of excessive heat has been ascribed to El Nino effect. Now, in between 1975 to 2010, there was a very small temperature drop period from 1993 to 1995, which is called as Mount Pinatubo effect, which is called as Mount Pinatubo effect. We have different direct evidences. We have different direct evidences by measurement using thermometer. We have temperature measuring device, which is thermometer. When the thermometer got developed, people have started recording temperature. So that is the direct record. Then we have some indirect record. Indirect record when there was no thermometer. And what was that indirect record? That will come in coming slides. Now, if you can see the three important temperature growth in the world from 1860 to 1880, then 1910 to 1940, then 1975 to present day. In between, there was a cooling period from 1880 to almost 1900. Then there was a very little rise from 1950 to 1970. So these are the major events when temperature have gone up. And also there was an event of some 30 years or 20 years when the temperature has gone down also. What are the natural factors which influence climate change? The Earth's surface gets its temperature from the solar heat. The Earth's temperature gets the heat actually from the sun. It warms not only the land but also the sea. This temperature which comes hits the ground and goes back. While going back, the temperature is trapped by greenhouse gases. What are the greenhouse gases? All those gases which have two, H2O, CO2, CH4, N2O, and SO2. All these are greenhouse gases. What do we mean by greenhouse? Greenhouse is a house which is constructed by botanists or by agriculturists to increase the growth of the plants. They previously used to make the glass houses, but later on they have shifted to the plastic. Now they are using green colored sheet. What does it, how does it help? It helps by trapping the heat. And the plants, they like the heat. They like the carbon dioxide, and that's why there is a somewhat faster growth, and the plants enjoy, and so the greenhouse has come from there. Now the greenhouse, if it is not there, the greenhouse gases, if it is not there in atmosphere, then our temperature will go down to minus 18 degrees centigrade. If you take the average temperature of the earth 15 degrees centigrade, and if you remove all the greenhouse gases, the temperature of the earth will become minus 18 degrees centigrade. This has happened in the past when earth has started behaving like a snowball. Past means geological past, not the anthropogenic past. So the greenhouse gases are important, but if we increase the greenhouse gases beyond the limit, then there will be problem. Now, what is the composition of our atmosphere? Nitrogen, almost 79%, oxygen, almost 20%, 78% nitrogen, 21% oxygen, that is almost 99%, and in 1%, rest of the gases. In 1%, rest of the gases means carbon dioxide, CH4, SO2, NO2, water vapor, whatever gases you can think of, they are all within 1%. In fact, less than 1%. Carbon dioxide is only 0.04% of all the gases. 0.04%. Just imagine the increase in 0.04%, the little increase in 0.04% by anthropogenic activities are playing havoc with the weather system and climate system. So the main cause of heat is greenhouse gases. There can be other causes also. For example, the earth is rotating on its axis, which brings us day and night. This axis is slightly tilted to 22 degrees. Now, because of this tilt, the equator is also tilted. The polar regions, they are also tilted. Every latitude is tilted. Now, if there is a change in this tilt, the temperature will change according to the latitude. So, has there any change in the tilt which may have added into the global warming? Yes, there has been a change because of 2004 tsunami which was created in Indonesia, and then 2011 tsunami in Japan. Both had a combined effect on the Earth's tilt of rotational axis, which may had a little effect. Another important thing is solar activity. Sometimes we have excessive reaction on the sun surface. How we get heat? Helium is converted to hydrogen. Hydrogen is converted to helium by fission. And this fission reaction is creating the heat. Now, if we have excessive solar activity, if you have excessive solar surface reaction of conversion of helium to hydrogen and then hydrogen to helium, this will definitely affect the overall temperature of all the planets, including the Earth. This activity takes place every now and then. The picture which you are showing, this has happened in 2022. And this picture which you are seeing, this is called as sunspot activity. Perhaps you must be able to see the dynamic part of this picture. So this is sunspot activity. We have solar flares. Even these solar flares affect our magnetic system around the Earth, and we lose communication. So this may also be the cause. This may also be the cause, but this takes place for a very short time period, and not much affected is expected on the Earth. The main effect is the greenhouse gases. In the greenhouse gas, the main effect is because of carbon dioxide, which we have increased by 20% or more than 20% in the atmosphere. Whatever gases we have in the atmosphere, they have all came out of the Earth through the action of volcanism. And these gases were trapped or were were held back by Earth's gravity. Now the carbon dioxide which is being generated because of burning of coal and oil, which was put back into the Earth system some 300 to 500 million years back. The coal which we are using, it was put back into the Earth system as a coal some 300 to 400 million years ago. The oil which we are using, that was put into the system in last 50 to 300 million years ago. Now we are taking both of these things out, we are burning, and that is resulting into increase of carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. Now carbon dioxide should be absorbed by plants. The carbon dioxide should be absorbed by sea, by ocean, and by some microorganisms. Plants, they are, as a forest, getting reduced with time. They are getting reduced with time. That means carbon dioxide utilization is becoming restricted. Ocean, because of excessive carbon dioxide sequestering, has become acidic, and it is not able to absorb as much carbon dioxide which it should be because of ocean acidification. So this has resulted into increase in this ocean temperature with increase in carbon dioxide. If you can see this graph is showing that with increase in carbon dioxide, the ocean surface heating is increasing. When the ocean surface heating increases, the La Nina and El Nino are created. And when El Nino are created, it brings more heat to the southern continents in the Earth's hemisphere. Now, why we are worried about heat? When the heat increases, it results into melting of ice. And it has been said that if all the ice gets melt of the Earth, the seashore, all the cities along the seashore will be under 9 feet of water. They will be under 9 feet of water, means there will be flooding all around. So with the global warming, the most important issue is melting of ice and sea level rise and drowning of the islands and coastal areas. There are many islands in the Pacific Ocean which have got drowned underwater, and people had to leave those islands. And there are some islands, people who have been given shelter at New Zealand. Now, not only the melting of ice is going to increase the seawater, simple heating of the seawater will also increase the sea level. See here, if you can see this graph, the sea level rise because of melting of glacier will be how much? Melting of Antarctica ice will be how much? Melting of Greenland ice will be how much? And the water which is coming from the land to the sea, how much it is going to increase? And the most important thing is thermal expansion above 2000 meter of seawater and below 2000 meter of seawater. That is also the cause. When we heat water into utensils, when we heat water on gas stove, the volume of water increases and it starts spilling. So simple heating can cause the problem. Now, when sea level rises, coastal areas are subjected to coastal erosion. See this picture. This picture I have taken in 2013 from Goa. What you can see here? What you can see here? Concrete tetrapods and concrete blocks. They have been put here to save this coastal area. Above this, there is a market. So government is trying to save this place by putting concrete tetrapod and concrete block. Now just imagine, in the production of these concrete tetra blocks and concrete blocks, we must have used cement, we must have used aggregate, we must have transported. All this has carbon footprint. So actually, to save from the effect of carbon dioxide, whatever we are doing, we are again increasing the carbon dioxide. So in fact, we have been caught into a vicious circle. Now, if you can see this video, what is happening here? Can anybody answer? What is this?
This is separation, land separation.
Land separation. Yes. Another answer?
Sir, it was making
Continental shift, sir.
or we call a continental shift, sir.
Yes. It is called continental shift or continental drift. Today it is called as plate tectonics. Now this video of 15 seconds is actually representing the last event which taken 60 million years to bring different countries into present day position. This has happened in past many times, but this is the latest event. See the India moving and going to north. India was in southern hemisphere, now it is present in northern hemisphere. So if continents will change their position, if continents they are going to change their position, the weather and climate will also change, isn't it? The weather and climate will also change. Nowadays, continents are being shifted at the rate of 5 to 10 centimeter per year. They have all been measured. If you can see this picture, this will tell you which continent is being shifting in which direction with what speed. The average speed is 5 to 10 centimeter per year. This theory of continental drift was given by Alfred Wegener in 1915, but his theory was rejected. Only in 1965 and afterwards this theory has regained, and now because of GPS we have been able to measure the movement of each and every continent which are moving at the rate of 5 to 10 centimeter per year. If you give 100 years means 500 centimeter means half meter. 10 centimeter speed से जो जा रहा है वो 1 मीटर चेंज हो जाएगा, 100 साल में अपनी जगह छोड़ देगा. That means the latitude and longitudes which we have, they are not the real latitude and longitudes. The continents have changed their position in last 500 years. And that is the reason that we are not being able to drive unmanned car. We are not being able to drive unmanned car because of this reason. Now, what is the rate of shift? 5 to 10 centimeter per year means the rate of growth of our nails. You see, I have given vote in an election in 2017, and then I started cutting my nails and seeing that how it is growing. In 4 months, the speed of my nail grow is almost a centimeter in 4 months. So in this rate, different continents are moving. A teacher has asked a geography student that why you are not learning geography. The student has answered that I have stopped learning geography because the world geography is changing, as my father says. दुनिया का ज्योग्राफिया बदल रहा है, मेरे पापा ये कहते हैं, इसलिए मैंने ज्योग्राफी पढ़ना छोड़ दिया है, because when it is changing, then what's the use of learning? No, we have some proxy data. We have got data from the captains of the ship. We have got the data from the farmers' record of temperature. We have got the temperature data from traveler's diary. We have got the temperature data from newspaper accounts from different places in the world. And we have compared those data with present day data. And that shows that temperature is rising. So this is a proxy data. This is not a direct data. It is an indirect data. We have another proxy data, for example, here. If you can see the huge block of ice, this is called as erratic. Erratic. This is a huge rock block. You can see the size. This rock block does not match with the rocks in the surrounding area. This rock block does not match with the rocks in the surrounding areas. It is matching with a rock which is 30, 40 kilometers away from this place. So how come this rock has come here? This is an indication that glaciers have moved up to this place in the past. You must be knowing that there was a Him Yug, there was an ice age, some 1,60,000 years back. 1,60,000 years back to 20 lakh years back, there was an ice age. The whole world was covered with the ice. You must be knowing a movie called as Ice Age. All of you must see the movie Ice Age, which has almost five volumes. 5 volumes. All of you should see this movie, Ice Age. Now this means that ice was present up to this place. Now ice has got receded. Ice has got receded. This receding has left the rock at this place. Now if you can see the picture at the right side, there is a hilltop. People have taken photograph at the same time in 1912, same month or same day, 1912, 1970, 2000 and 2006. What is happening? The ice is reducing. The ice is reducing. This is a proxy data. You can see the right side picture where there is a huge rock block. Can you see the huge rock block? There is a tea stall also. There is a tea stall also below this rock. This is also an erratic which I have photographed in 2010 at Sonmarg. This rock does not present around this rock. जो rocks चारों तरफ हैं, this is not there. Similarly, scientists have studied the stalactites and stalagmites. These are the hangings in the caves. The Northeast people must be knowing that in the caves, the rocks are hanging from the top. And there are some rocks which are growing from the floor. The hanging one are called as stalactite, and the one which is growing from below, they are called as stalagmite. These are also studied, and their carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen isotopes were studied. And this has shown that the temperature is rising. See the last part from 1925 to 2000, there is a rise in the temperature. So proxy evidence. Another proxy evidence have come from the study of ice cores. Scientists have taken ice cores from Antarctica, from Greenland, from different glaciers, and they have studied the bubbles which are air trapped, which have air trapped into them, and they have studied the composition, they have studied the indirect temperature of that time, and they are also showing that in last 300 to 400 years, the temperature is rising, but there is a small dip in the temperature rise also, which you can see around 1975. So this is another proxy evidence. Then people have studied the tree rings. The scientists are studying the tree rings. You can see the tree rings, one dark, one light, one dark, one light, and so on. The dark one represents winter, the light one represents summer. The two rings, one dark, one light, means 1 year. So the tree grows, and the outermost layer is the oldest, the innermost layer is the youngest. People have taken sample from different layers, and they have studied the carbon isotope, hydrogen isotope, and oxygen isotope, and they have said that the temperature is rising from last 300 years or so, with a little ice age in between 1800 to 1825. If we plot all the data of carbon dioxide and CH4, we are talking a lot of carbon dioxide, but less of CH4, that is methane. Methane gas is being emanated from rice field and from the grass which has been covered with ice. When ice are melting, those grass, rotten grass, are getting exposed, and they are releasing the CH4. So CH4 and CO2, if you can see, It is going up and down in last 800 years. But if you see the last part near zero means present, the percentage of CO2 and CH4 has gone up. CO2 has increased from 280 per part million to now 550 per million. That means almost double. From 26 to 50 billion tons of carbon dioxide is being added every year. If we club all the data, direct data and indirect data, if we club all this data together and plot on a graph with lot of standard deviation and whatnot, the final result is around 2000. If you can see, this paper came in 2003. This paper is famous as a hockey stick paper. It is famous as a hockey stick paper. If you can see the last part of the graph, which has increased like a hockey stick. So it has been said that the temperature is rising, and the reason is not much natural, but rather it is anthropogenic, caused by human beings. So ये सूरज की साजिश नहीं है, खुद जमी सेक रहे हैं हम. This is not the handiwork of sun, rather we the human beings are heating the earth. Why we are worried? Why we are worried? We are worried due to some obvious reasons and due to some less obvious reasons. The obvious reasons of worry is global warming and melting of ice, which will result into more runoff, which will result into loss of sweet potable water, which will also result in increase in desertification, which will increase more humidity. We will have more severe weather condition. Ultimately, sea level will rise and the coastal areas will be drowned. But what is the green line here is increase in agriculture produce. With increase in carbon dioxide and global warming, there will be some increase in the vegetal system, that is floral system, that is plants will enjoy this weather. What is less obvious reasons? Local to regional migration, increase in certain diseases. Thermohaline conveyor means disturbance of sea currents, which will result into development of El Nino and La Nino. Change in the agriculture pattern, crop failure now and then, animal migration, ecological imbalances, and crop loss due to the extreme weather condition. So we keep on hearing this kind of news. Bitter cold spreads east in US. जापान में जेबी तूफान से जिंदगी तंग. Heat turned Shanghai streets into giant slumber party. Means in Shanghai, ACs have stopped working. Air conditioning system has failed. People had to come out and sleep outside. But do we have this much place outside to sleep? 60% of US population under heat advisory or flash flood warning. The next picture with hand pump is from Himachal Pradesh last winters. The landslide is from Maharashtra. I am forgetting the name of the place. And the newspaper put the system, it has put the editorial picture like this, what is happening all around. Then very recently, we have seen what has happened in Dubai. Biblical flooding in Dubai. What is biblical flooding? What do we mean by biblical flooding? What do we mean by biblical flooding? Anyone? Anyone can answer? Biblical flooding.
No, sir.
Biblical flooding means बाइबल में जिस फ्लड का जिक्र किया गया है, कुरान में भी है, बाइबल में भी है कि there was a prophet Nuh. At his time there was a flood. Whosoever who has come into his boat was saved, and rest of the world has got vanished. तो कोई भी बड़ा फ्लड होता है उसको फ्लड ऑफ नोह कहते हैं। एक नूह ही नहीं जो हमें कश्ती में बिठा ले, वरना मौजूद तो है तूफान के आसार सारे। एक नूह ही नहीं जो हमें कश्ती में बिठा ले, वरना आसार तो मौजूद हैं तूफान के सारे। So this kind of flooding takes place in our own country. You will see that what is the effect of these global warming. Raging Uttarakhand wildfire disrupt normal life. Where will the Uttarakhandi go? The forest fire which has taken place this year was unprecedented. And then at the same time, in the month of May, 2-hour torrential rain claims at least 20 lives across Telangana. So this is called as extreme weather. These extreme weather used to take place because of this climate change effect. Now, what is being done? What can be done? What is being done? What is the solution? That is the issue. Now, we have started taking cognizance of this global warming, this climate change, when in 2008, UN has accepted, in 1987, the US has accepted, then a series of international summit and international conferences of scientists and industrialists and whatnot have started taking place way back from 1972. I am putting some important ones. For example, I have started with the Kyoto Climate Conference 1997. There was a Kyoto Protocol signed by different countries, but was not implemented still. Then Hague Climate, Marrakesh Climate, 1997, 2000, 2001, 2002, 2004, 2005, 2007, 2008, 2009, 2010. All these climate conferences are going on. It's still going on. 11 Durban, 12 Qatar, 13 Poland, 2014 in Peru, Morocco 2017, Germany in 2017, then Nairobi 2017, Paris Climate Summit 2017, Incheon in 2018, Katowice in 2018, Madrid, Spain 2019. Then in 2022, because of COVID, there was no international conference. But again, they have started in 2021, that is in Paris, sorry, in Egypt, 2022, 27 COP Conference of Parties. Almost 94 countries are members, including India, which used to come together, discuss, and ultimate result is deafening noises and muted outcomes. The result is we hide our mouth in the sand like ostrich. That is happening. We are coming with different kinds of reports with lot of new words and whatnot. Recently, it has happened in UAE, and after that, there was a biblical flood in Dubai. You must I have shown you. Now, the slogan which was coined in 2023 was beginning of the end of the fossil fuel era by laying the ground for a swift, just and equitable transition underpinned by deep emission cuts and scaled up finances. अभी तक हम आपस में लड़ रहे हैं कि कौन कट करे और कौन फाइनेंस करे. Who should cut? Who should finance? Then in 2024, it is going to be in Azerbaijan. And then in next, that will be in Brazil, COP13. So we have lot of conferences, but the issue is that we are in a very critical time, very critical decade, when the temperature is going from 1.5 degrees centigrade to 2 degrees centigrade. That is the issue. Now, the cutting of carbon dioxide is directly related to the industrialization. It is directly related to the industrialization. So, economic versus resource versus emission. So, all the developing countries, they are not agreeing to cut on the carbon dioxide. India is saying that we will think after 2030. China is saying that we will think after 2030, and up to 2030, our carbon dioxide emission will peak. So means there is no let up in carbon dioxide emission in next 6 years or so. India is saying that we will think after 15 years after 2020. That means 2035. So this is the issue. India won't commit to the net zero 2050 goal at COP26. What is the issue? What is the problem of temperature rising from present day 1.5 degree to 2 degrees centigrade? What is the issue? This is the main issue. The effect will be what? If there is a loss of animal life at 1.5 degrees centigrade, 6% of insect, it will be 18% of insect with if the temperature goes to 2 degrees centigrade. If 8% of plants are going to loss, then 16% of plants if the temperature rises to 2 degrees centigrade. Coral reefs will be vanished. Sea level will rise, which will displace from 31 to 69 million people if temperature goes only up to 1.5 degrees centigrade. But if it goes to 2 degrees centigrade, then the population is be 32 to 80 million. Crop losses will be very high. Sea ice of Arctic will be lost. Extreme heat conditions will be there, which we are facing today. Extreme heat condition we are facing. This is the result of temperature going beyond 1.5 degrees centigrade. Water scarcity will be another issue. You must be knowing that how much water is getting limited and scarce. So that is all about the climate change. But the problem is, what is the bigger issue? Human-induced climate disorders, which is resulting into climate change, or human-induced environmental disorders, which is creating pollution and affecting us immediately. Now, if you can see, almost 100 people world over are dying every 30 minutes due to various diseases caused by environmental disorders. Environmental disorders are because of pollution of air, pollution of water, pollution of edible items and everything. Lakhs of people in the world are threatened by new threats of diseases, Zika, Ebola, dengue, cancer, flu, diabetes, coronavirus, etc. You must be knowing what has happened when there was a COVID-19. The world has lost more than 50 lakh people. In Urdu, what is written is, environmental pollution se rozana 464 kids are dying in India. From 2021 till today, in 5 years or less kids, they have lost their life in numbers 1,69,400. So we have polluted drinking water, we have polluted atmosphere, we have polluted our surrounding areas. This is resulting into the death by breath. We are dying because we are breathing highly polluted air, especially in all the metropolitan cities and even the C-grade cities, C-class cities like the city in which I am sitting, the marketplace, they are full of pollution. We are compromising our lungs. We are compromising our lungs because of pollution. And there is no way out to check the pollution. There is no way out to check the pollution. Now, if you can see this graph, from 2000 to 2007, there is a decrease. There is a decrease in air pollutants. There is a decrease in air pollutants. Then again, it is rising. Why there was a decrease? Because of CNG. The Delhi brought in the CNG, and that has resulted into some positive in environment, in our pollution. But again, it has started rising. CNG is also a gas which can pollute, but less as compared to diesel and petrol. But the number of vehicles have increased manyfold. With the increase in number of vehicles, that has resulted into same level of pollution in Delhi and all the metropolitan cities. Talk of Bombay, talk of Indore, and you must see that the maximum deaths have taken place in the places where we had more pollution. In COVID, those cities which had more pollution, they had more deaths. Now, if you can see this picture, a very interesting picture, the 10 top selling drugs, this I got in 2016 from newspaper, the 10 top selling drugs, 5 are for diabetes. India has become diabetes capital of the world. Every other person is diabetic. Why it is so? Why it is so that in India we have this much of diabetes? So actually we are creating lot of pollution. We are creating lot of pollution. Because of that we have health problem and health issues. Diabetes have reached even the villages, in the remote areas, the remotest of village. The farmers, they are diabetic. They are not doing less exercise. They are not eating very rich food, but they are also diabetic. What could be the cause? What could be the cause? There are some very big issues. For example, waste reduction and waste disposal. The waste generation has increased manifold. We see waste everywhere around us. Government is trying its best to clean the cities and to clean the places, but it has failed miserably because so much of waste is getting generated that it cannot be handled by the government agencies. This is a very big issue. That issue has resulted into starting of Swachh Bharat Abhiyan in 2014. The first Modi government has started this Swachh Bharat Abhiyan on 2nd October. Though we already had this kind of program from 1999. But the NDA government in 2014 has given a very strong push to Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, and they are spending 60,000 crore per year. But still, what is happening? There is no cleaning anywhere. If you see around you, there is no cleaning despite the fact that Swachh Bharat Gramin is going on, Swachh Bharat Urban is going on. Everything is being done by the government, but we are not able to get the result. Why it is so? What is the reason? Means people are not participating properly. We as a civilians, we are not participating properly. We are happy in cleaning our houses and we does not bother that where our garbage is ending up. The issue was open defecation. India was having 48% of its population going outside for defecation, which is much, much higher than Afghanistan and Congo and Burundi and Bangladesh like countries. And that has resulted into malnutrition. That has resulted into different kinds of population, different kinds of diseases, encephalitis, diarrhea, etc. So the problem is that how to check it, how to control it, because these are all activities which are aiding to the different kind of pollution. We need as much toilet as much we need food. Proper defecation is very important. Government is trying its best, but not much result is in offing. Ghazipur landfill sites in Delhi, there are different landfill sites around the Delhi. There is a Ghazipur landfill site in Delhi which has collapsed, resulting into death of 2 or 3 people. A car and a motorcycle was washed by the landsliding of the garbage hill. You can see the picture, the colored picture of that Ghaziabad garbage hill. Government has said that we will not put more garbage on Ghaziabad landfill site because it is failing. They could not find a new place. because everybody has objected for a new landfill site around its village and around its city. Not only Delhi, talk of Bangalore, talk of Bombay, talk of any big metropolitan cities, they are all having the issue of solid waste management. See, the Delhi and Bangalore from 2000 to 2015, the garbage has increased by 1,750 to 2,075%. 1,750% in Bangalore and 2,075% in Delhi. This is the increase in overall production of solid waste. Just imagine. Why it is so that Bangalore and Delhi has got the highest and Calcutta has got the lowest? Perhaps the lifestyle. The people who buy more online, they create more solid waste. And that's why Bengaluru and Delhi has got the maximum solid waste generation. We have a very big problem of waste disposal. In India, more than 500 landfill sites are needed to be closed, needed to be capped by soil and then needed to be afforested. But we are not able to close 500 landfill sites because we are not able to find an alternate place for waste disposal. Should Meerut suffer to keep Ghaziabad clean? Should Meerut suffer to keep Ghaziabad clean? Disease caused by waste claims 22 lives in Meerut. Move to dump neighboring cities' trash invites public ire. Ravish Kumar has done a program on NDTV some 2 years back, and he has covered a place in Delhi called as Seelampur. The main activity of Seelampur people is collecting waste or buying waste and then selling it. They are doing the business of recycling. But they are very dirty. This is a very dirty job, though it is a very important job, but very dirty job. So what he has said, the crux of his talk was कि दिल्ली को साफ रखने के लिए, to keep the Delhi clean, Seelampur has to be dirty. To keep the Delhi clean, the Seelampur has had to remain dirty. So this is the issue. Now, whose problem it is? Who is going to solve? Is it only the government? Can government only bring the solution? Or is it the individuals? दिल्ली कूड़े के टाइम बम पे सुप्रीम कोर्ट कह रहा है. जूही चावला ने उठाया काठमांडू में प्रदूषण का मुद्दा. जूही चावला को इंडिया में प्रदूषण नजर नहीं आया, काठमांडू में प्रदूषण नजर आ गया. We do not bother where our waste go out once it is out of our house. 6,000 tons plastic waste remains uncollected. This is the India Today magazine. Nowadays, we don't read magazine. This is another thing which is getting extinct. We don't read magazine. India Today, 1993, they have covered the story, can we clean the mess? Can we clean the country? And then again, after 21 years, they had to do another cover story, and by putting the caption, Dirty Nation. By putting the caption, Dirty Nation. See, this is Taj Mahal, and see the dirt around it. See the dirt around it. Now, I have shown you a picture where diabetes medicine have a very high sale. Out of 10, 5 medicines are of diabetes. Now, after 3 years, in 2018, I got another news, which is telling me the cause. Bad air linked to diabetes. यानी diabetes का main cause pollution है, which is playing with our body system and our metabolism. And that's why we are into diabetes. Now, what we are doing, we are getting new scales for pollution. If you increase the scale, unpolluted area can become polluted, or if you decrease the scale, a polluted area can be unpolluted. We can put lot of display that what is the pollution level, but how it is going to solve the problem? Knowing that this is the AQI index is not going to solve the problem. Sardarji is taking his kids to school and he is wrapping them into chadar. And this picture is from Punjab. Parali burning. When Parali burning starts, what happens? Delhi people starts shouting कि हरियाणा पंजाब में पराली, तो पराली जहां हरियाणा पंजाब में जलाई जा रही है सबसे ज्यादा पॉल्यूशन तो वहां होगा. तो if we don't burn in Punjab, then Punjab will also be safe, not only Delhi. Similarly, if we check on the carbon dioxide emission, we will save our people first rather than the world. So if we are not going to check our carbon dioxide emission, then the country will suffer first, and afterwards the people from other part of the world will be suffering. Nowadays, we find out business from everything. Air purifier to counter the heat, air conditioner to counter the pollution, air purifier. So we can go for air purifier from in our household or from in the cities. At different crossroads, big air purifiers have been put into the system, but all have failed. First create doom and then make boom. So the thing is, garbage is a collector's item. We should not throw garbage outside immediately. As much as we can hold, we should hold, especially those inorganic, non-degradable garbage should be collected at house and should be directly given to the persons who used to come to your house to buy the waste. Give them free. The materialism has resulted into more and more garbage creation. We need more food, not more shoes. We have issue of water, the drinking water. This is another big issue which is coming to our problem. The drinking water supplies are getting limited. The drinking fresh water is only 2.5%. Rest 97.5% is saline water. And out of this 2.5%, the surface water is only 0.26%, or you can have 0.3% if you add lake and river. 30% is underground. And underground water needs electricity to bring it out. And the water level is going down and down. If you don't have electricity, you cannot get the water. So a very big issue of drinking water is going to come in future. We are all from universities. We are all from universities and colleges. We maintain lawns. We maintain gardens. But to maintain this, we need water. And how we use water? Sometimes very badly. We flood the lawn. We flood the lawn by putting flood irrigation like things. And wastewater. We do not use sprinkling of sprinklers. If you use sprinklers, then you save water. But we are not doing that. So drinking water is something a very important thing, but we are not caring because it is very easy to get bottled water. If you have money, you get the water. Despite knowing that 1 liter of generation or making of 1 liter water results into loss of at least 3 liters of water. This is an Australian water bottle, organic spring, and they have put a tag, a hadith from Prophet Muhammad, do not waste water even if you are at a running stream. We should not waste water even if we are at running stream. Now, all this biodiversity and climate change and many different things and the supremacy of human beings have resulted into loss of biodiversity. We are putting lot of stress on our biodiversity without knowing that this biodiversity is important. We need to have each and every organism. They all have right to live on the earth. We should not we should not kill the organisms which are of not direct benefit to us. Organisms may be plant, may be life. Even a blade of grass gives you oxygen. Normally, whenever we see a grass spot, we used to cut it. कि अरे घास उगाई है, अरे भाई घास भी आपको ऑक्सीजन दे रही है. Even a blade of grass gives you oxygen. We have to conserve biodiversity because each biological entity is linked with another, and we have an ecological web. And if any part of ecological webs becomes weak, then it is going to affect all. Now, again, few last slides. I am showing you some pictures from my university. You can see the Ashoka tree, which is being pruned and which is cut. I don't know what is the purpose of putting this tree here if we want to cut it and keep it like this. Is it not is it not we are doing injustice with this plant, with this tree? Why do we plant tree? We plant tree to get oxygen, and oxygen comes from the leaf, not from the stems or bark. See the two pictures. In one picture, you will find that the all tree leaves are being torn off by passers-by who are moving. They are they are just picking the leaf. If you can see the picture, and then see the same plant in the COVID period, same place, all leaves are intact. Means if we check the if we check the human activity, we can regain. The nature can regain. See, this is the two footpath on right and left side to my engineering college. It is clean nowadays, but during the COVID period, they have taken over the man-made structure. Man-made footpath was completely taken over by them. So we have to see that what could be the solution, from where the solution will come. Will it be coming from society? Will it be coming from districts? Will it be coming from country? From where it will come? What we can do? Nowadays, it has become fashion to observe some days for different issues pertaining to our environment. World Population Day, World Habitat Day, World Food Day, World Conservation Day, World Energy Conservation, World Water Day, World Forestry Day. That means we are being reminded. We are being reminded that do something, do something. But those days are not to be observed for the D-Day only, but for the whole month, for the whole year. Lot of people in individual capacities, they are fighting the climate. For example, Greta Thunberg. I am going very quickly. Teens emerge as a force in climate protest. Starting from Sweden, spreading into whole Europe, then America, and now even India. Students have started protesting because it is their future which is at stake. It is their future which is at stake. See the paper cuttings which I have collected. Climate activists to use drones to shut UK airport. It has been said that air travel creates maximum carbon dioxide emission. Wow, CSIR scientists ring in wrinkled Mondays to fight climate change. A man walks 700 kilometers backward to check the deforestation. This is Mr. David Buckle, who has put fire onto him by putting petrol onto him, and he lit the matchstick to himself, and said that in this way the world is going to die as I am going to die. He has self-immolated himself. He that the world is going to die because of excessive use of land. Why this IIT professor wants everyone, just I will take 15 minutes, please make up. Why this IIT professor wants everyone, even PM Modi, to wear wrinkle clothes? Nowadays, from last 1 week, I am using unpressed clothing. Nita ma'am,
नीता मनी देखा मैम
what is the solution nowadays?
सर उनको रिमूव कर दीजिए मुझे लग रहा है
Sir, remove him.
मेरे हैंड पे नहीं है, आपके हैंड पे होगा हो सकता है।
सर आप इनको रिमूव कर दीजिए मुझे लग रहा है
हमारे स्टेट से नहीं हो रहे हैं ना अभी।
1 मिनट रिमूव हो रहे हैं
आपके ओके सोलर के
Perhaps he is not there.
Mr. Rehan is the young person is the solar man of AMU. We have the largest land ground solar plant in India in any university. Apart from the rooftop, we have a huge solar plant. Now see what is this, what you can see, the dead bicycles left by the persons who have in COVID came from Punjab and Haryana to Saharanpur for taking train, and they have left their cycles. Now they have got all rotten. And cycle is the best companion as far as environmental consideration and environmental solution is concerned. Reform the cities. All the cities, urbanization is at the cost of trees and plants. We should sow as many plants as we can in our households. But do take care of water from where you are going to irrigate. If you have RO system, then please use the wastewater coming out of RO. This year in the IPL, what they have done, what you can see the two trees. These are the balls on which no runs were made. Dot balls. So they have pledged that on every dot ball they will plant 100 or 1,000 trees. They have made a pledge that every dot ball will have 100 or 1,000 trees or 500 trees. So everything is linked. May it be climate change, may it be biodiversity, may it be diseases, may it be pollution. The problem we are facing of heat nowadays, this is for the first time in our city, at all the chaurahas, they have put this green sheets. Some false shadow. This is center point at our city, Aligarh. We in the university, we are treating our water by two ways, one using energy and one by natural process, and we are cleaning the water. This is our own university, we are doing this. The biggest issue nowadays at each of our houses is washing of utensils and this machine. Both are water guzzling. We have to check. We have to collect all the wastewater. This is my system. I collect in these two small buckets and then I irrigate. I used to wash. I used to bathe with this water. Sarpalli Radhakrishnan, on whose birthday we have Teachers' Day. The human being is nothing more than the latest of a long series of living creatures. even if evolution of life does not proceed higher than the human species, science threatens us with the possibility of its extinction. 5 extinctions have already been taken place in the world. And the third point, if you see, 96% of the species have been lost. The last is the 5th one, when dinosaur was lost and ammonite was lost 66 million years ago. So in this way, we had 5 extinctions. All were natural. We are heading towards 6th extinction. There is a book by Elizabeth Colbert who has narrated that how the 6th extinction has started taking place. Recently, few days ago, I have got a research project as a co-PI of rupees 40 lakh. I will be working on this third extinction, which has taken place at Permo-Triassic mass extinction. Global warming survival kit. There is a book that how to survive in global warming, which is coming up, which is caused by human. How do you explain your bad behavior? Climate change. Nowadays, we put everything to the climate change. We are putting plastic plants in our house without use. This is Fortis Hospital. They have put a big painting to show that there should be greening. Okay? Love your bag. Love your city, make it greener. This is Fortis Delhi, and they have planted plastic trees. So see the paradox. We are living in the world of paradox. This is the issue. They are putting plastic plants in golden color pots, but they are putting this painting also. So this is the issue. This is the smart city, green Aligarh, clean Aligarh. And all these are the plastic grasses and plastic leaves and plastic flowers. If a thele wala sells a plastic, what you call bag, then he is fined. But government is doing the things, then it is no issue. Jaan hai to jahan hai. There is a proverb that if you have your own life, then there is a world for you, but it has been changed to jahan hai to jahan hai. If there is a world, then you are there. This is a statement by Rajan Habib Khwaja, ex-secretary, Ministry of Mines. The flower pots will have flowers made up of paper or plastic, and on curtains we will have butterflies printed. घर के गुलदानों में शाही फूल होंगे कागजी और पर्दों पे प्रिंटेड तितलियां रह जाएंगी. Thank you. Our founder of university, Sir Syed Ahmad Khan, was lampooned in 1881 for his love towards nature. See, he has cactus around him. He has snakes around him. He's playing with the snakes. Cartoon on Sir Syed Ahmad Khan, criticized for his love for nature. That's all from my side. Thank you. I have taken some 9 minutes more. Very
Thank you very much, sir.
We have a lot of questions.
Participants, if you have any question, if you have any query, you can ask. Mohan Kumar sir कुछ पूछना चाहते हैं? OP Singh ji.
It was really inspiring.
Very informative lecture, sir.
Sir,
Thanks a lot.
very much for I
Yes.
have something to ask, sir.
Yes.
It is again regarding sustainability of groundwater. So India is a major country which is relied on more with the groundwater
Yes.
because of agriculture, because of industry and domestic purposes. But due to the climate change or human anthropogenic activity, the recharge is not happening, and maybe the ocean's level is also increasing. How do we address this particular issue, and how do we bring back
Yes,
the particular good old culture? Yes, sir.
Recharge is a very, very slow process. You cannot recharge the groundwater to the previous levels. Only the top aquifer can be recharged. Only the top aquifer can be recharged, and the top aquifer can be recharged by water harvesting. And that is important. Though we are not going to reuse it for our potable purpose because it will be little polluted. But the plants can at least take that water. Plants need water in their soil moisture zone. Plants need water in the soil moisture zone. If there is no water in soil moisture, then there is a big problem. So it has been said to get the previous water levels in the ground, you need to have another ice melting which has taken place in Pleistocene. That is 160 years back. You need same level of ice melting and river generation and sediment generation. The water which we have in underground, it has come when the sediment was laid at the same time. So recharging is possible only of top aquifer, not of any other aquifer. So we will be losing water. And we will go deeper and deeper to get more water. And as you go deeper, you are taking out older and older water. Older and older water will have more dissolved content. And you will need more cleaning. You need more energy. For more energy, you need more coal burning as far as India is concerned. And that is again a vicious cycle. Hope I have answered your question.
Yes, sir. And there is something called seed clouding, the cloud seeding. So is it good in terms of retaining the water or bringing the water? Because
You see, if you seed the cloud at Orissa, then Bihar people will be deprived of water. If you seed the cloud at Bihar, then the UP will be deprived of water. If you seed the cloud in UP, the Punjab people in Haryana will be deprived of water. If you are a small country and close to the sea, you can do this. But cloud seeding is not very important. You see what has happened in Dubai. They are very commonly doing cloud seeding whenever they require water. But this time what they have done, there was a rain in offing and they have seeded the cloud also, and that has resulted into cloud burst situation, and they have lost a lot of what you call life and property and economy.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Any more question? Thank you, sir. You have already.
sir, I have one small tiny question.
हाँ मोहन जी कुछ पूछ रहे हैं? मोहन कुमार जी आपकी आवाज नहीं आ रही है. मुझे लगता है सर कोई सवाल नहीं है इनका.
हाँ, कोई सवाल? You can. I have put my mail address also. You can contact me.
Thank you, sir. हाँ, please give your mail, sir.
हाँ,
Yes.
यहाँ पे स्लाइड पे आप देख सकते हैं.
Yes. I will share the slides. So you can take it from there also. And in Department of Civil Engineering, you can always find on the website my address.
Sir, is reconnecting the rivers is a good choice?
Reconnecting river is a good choice, but it is not possible because each river is flowing in its basin, and each basin is bounded by a high ground. So to link a river outside basin, you have to lift water. For lifting water, you either have to get an energy, you need to get energy, electricity, or you should have to make a tunnel for water. So not very possible, but within a basin, you can of course link. And we have all such links by canals. For example, Ken Betwa link is there, Satluj Vyas link is there. Within a basin, you can link through canal, but outside basin, you cannot. For example, Indo-Gangetic basin rivers cannot be linked with the Krishna Godavari or Mahanadi basin.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir, for your nice and detailed discussion as usual. Participants sir को जहाँ तक मैंने सुना है, ओपी सिंह सर कह रहे थे कि बहुत अच्छा डिस्कशन है, बहुत सारे प्रॉब्लम्स आए, लेकिन फिर भी सर ने हिम्मत नहीं हारी. Thank you very much, sir.
Okay, thank you.
On behalf of HRDC, I am again thankful to you for your nice discussion. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
you, sir.
ये सब हम भी कर चुके हैं जो